So I'll tell you what, man. Woke up this morning. It was like 64, 65 degrees out. Nice,
Dude, it was
cool, no
nice.
humidity breeze. As soon as that happened, man, I had to break out Big Blue because I already got that feel. Like you get, it felt like it. It
Yeah.
felt like it. I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm not sure if I should be. I sweat anyway. So it's like 71 degrees now, but I don't care. I felt that initial coolness. I felt that initial like, hey, we're almost there, King. We're almost there, buddy. Here's a little treat for you. So I'm set. I got the hoodie. I got Big Blue here ready to go. I'm set. Let's go, buddy. Welcome to the countdown, everybody. My name is King. Over right there is your good friend Jimbo. And number 3. We are actually 2 days away from being 2 weeks away from the start of the NFL season. 16 days. 16 days, Jimbo. That's it. That's
Yep.
all we got. College football actually starts this weekend. We were talking about that a little bit off the air. With the Ireland game there between Florida State and Georgia Tech. Week 0 starting in college football, so there's that. I think it's safe to say we made it. It's there. And like I said a little bit earlier, went outside this morning.
I was gonna say you took the words right out of my mouth.
Was a little crisp. Outside. Nice 64, 65 degrees. A nice breeze coming out of the northwest, at about 8 to 10 miles an hour, just caressing my scalp and my skin. And I was just like, we're here. We're here. Now, I know it might only be for a day. I know we might get, we'll get the heat back here probably sometime in September. That always happens. I get it.
Yeah.
I believe the culturally insensitive term is Indian summer. That's what I grew up with. It was always called Indian summer.
Yeah.
But I'm ready. Like I said, like right now it's about 72 degrees out. Doesn't matter. I got the hoodie on. I know I'm going to be sweating in this. Don't care. I had to. I was like, we're here. We're here. I had to put it on. I'm ready. I'm ready. Anyway, how you doing, Jimbo?
Pretty good. You said about the weather being nice and chill. Saturday we actually, me, the wife, and the kid went up to local orchard, about 45 minutes from us, Lakeland Orchard. We got season passes there. Each month they do some type of like festivities, and this month was flowers and butterflies. You got to go into like a butterfly room or whatever. And
Oh yeah.
got to hold, But they also do sell their own cider. So I got my bottle of the one that I usually get from them is called Scrump. Is like the name for it. And it's like a tart, Swedish tart. But they were out of that one, so I went to my backup, which was Jenny's, which is a little bit more sweeter, but still a little tart. So I got that ready for
I like
this
the
weekend.
tart. I'm not a big sweet cider guy. Like if it's too sweet, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm diabetic and all. Actually, I probably shouldn't be drinking anything anyway because I'm diabetic. But I try, and I think because of that, I've kind of almost built anything that has has a lot of sweetness in it to me is already too sweet for me. So like I enjoy like the dry ciders, the dry, very tart, kind of mouth pucker, get that little so good.
Yeah, these guys you'd like.
So I was gonna say that scrump.
Yeah.
The scrump sounds actually pretty good. I'd like to give that a shot. Like I said, when I was over in Scotland a couple months ago, the Thistley Cross is what I had over there. That was really good. And like I said, for over here, for what I can find, like the and I know it's like pinky out, but Stella Artois, their cider, is actually very good. It's not too sweet. It's got a nice little dryness to it. Nice apple flavor, nice little kick. It's very good as far as the cider goes. So
I'll have to try that one too.
It's not bad. But again, I'm an apple cider guy. So, and that's it. We're getting closer to the season. When we start doing the live streams, you know for damn well I'm going to be having myself a couple of ciders here. Hopefully, won't get too drunk on the air, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Before we even get started here, direct yourselves below. We got ourselves all the links down there if you want to help us out. We have our Discord. Go help us out over there. Join up, start a discussion, talk with us. We're going to be over there bullshitting as much as we can. Again, we're starting up here. We're trying to get things going. So that would be great. Like, share, and subscribe if you would. Please hit that bell. Go when you see it. Get the hit the all notifications. I know that's a whole big. YouTube is making everything hard for everybody. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
just do that. It would help us out very much. And share us around, And if you like us, like, share, and subscribe. That would be great. Also, if you want to help us, we have our donation station up over there. We have our merch store over there. More stuff coming in there soon as well. That always helps out. And now, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get down to the number 3 of our top 12 National Football League power rankings. Jimbo, we've been doing this now for 2 months now?
Yeah.
And we're almost at the finish line here. We are at our number 3 overall for our top 12 picks. And actually we're starting to cross over with a lot of picks here, it seems like. It's starting to we're kind of being redundant with some of these teams. But be that as it may, we're revealing them all. So for number 3 in your NFL top 12 power rankings, right here on Stay Tuned Sports, the countdown, as I try to delay this and make it just super dramatic for everybody who's watching. Okay, enough bullshit. Who's your number 3, Jimbo?
Number 3 is probably my second favorite team in the league. Sarcasm. Dallas Cowboys is my first favorite team. San Francisco 49ers. Even though I don't even shit on Purdy, but
No, you shit on Purdy. Him. No, you shit on him constantly.
And he, his preseason game just the other day actually helped prove my point that when he has no weapons,
that
he's
did
jack
not
shit.
help prove it. Stop it! Stop it! All you people, stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
But I mean, I can't lie that they got a lot of weapons. You put me back there as a quarterback, and I probably look like Tom Brady with all those weapons. As long as Ayuk figures out his shit, and then they can move on to figure out Trent Williams, because I think the Trent Williams thing will be a lot easier and quicker to figure out that contract than obviously what Ayuk is.
You think, huh?
I think I think so. I think it would be.
I don't know. I think offensive linemen go for a lot. And I think that's going to be. I think that is going to be where you might get a little bit of. I don't know. I don't know how Trent's going to take it. I don't know how if he's going to be. Because again, offensive lineman, especially if you're one of the better ones in the league.
Yeah.
Which he is. That's going to command a pretty decent price.
Yeah, but I
more
think
so than a lot of wide receivers, more so than a lot of what you would consider the skill players.
Yeah.
And we've seen that already this offseason with a couple of the offensive linemen and defensive linemen getting paid pretty well. And Trent Williams is up there. So I don't know. I'm going to say this. I think it's starting to look more and more like Ayuk is going to play for the 49ers this year. And now, again, watch me say that, and then 2 hours from now, it's going to come out and say that he gets traded to the Browns or to the. Although, if we're being honest, if Brandon Ayuk has been watching any of the preseason games, any of the desire to want to go to Pittsburgh should be gone by this point. Because as much as you like to shit on Brock Purdy, for whatever goddamn reason, I don't know. But you do. It's your thing. Listen, I'm not here to kink shame anybody. You do what you do. But Uh, wow.
Yeah.
How, I know we asked this the last couple of years with his time in Denver, and again I know it's preseason. Has there ever been such a dramatic drop off in perceived skill level
Yeah.
than what has happened to Russell Wilson?
And it's funny because, like, the my argument about Brock Purdy not being as good as like how you guys make him out to be and this and that. When Russell was with Seattle, I mean, he had good receivers, but he didn't have no Brandon Ayuk's, Christian. Well, I mean, he had Marshawn Lynch.
He had but even so, like there were seasons where he didn't have the greatest offensive line.
Yeah.
And he was still able to make things work. He seemed to, whatever Pete Carroll was doing up there, it seemed to fit with Russell. And now I'm starting to wonder if, like, we always talk about all these other guys. Oh, this guy's a system quarterback. This guy's a system quarterback. People try to say that about Tom Brady. He's a system quarterback. What does he do? He goes down to Tampa Bay and wins the Super Bowl his first year there. Take that system and shove it up your ass. But looking at Russell Wilson, is that a case of, like, he was built for, or Pete Carroll built the system around and for him. And while he was there and around Seattle and around all this stuff, he was the perfect puzzle piece fit for what was the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
And because of that, he got to his Mr. Unlimited, and I'm dangerous, and all, the Danger Witch when he got to Denver. And all of that. And as we heard the stories when he got out of Seattle, like everybody in the Seattle locker room being like, what a pretentious prick. We're glad he's gone. We're glad all that kind of shit. And so he goes into, granted, the Nathaniel Hackett system, not that great.
Yeah.
And what happens in Denver is bad. Then he gets hooked up with Sean Payton, and Sean Payton immediately hates this motherfucker. Just immediately just wants to murder him. Get him out of here. Go. Like, again, Denver is paying, what, $45 million this year to not have him on their team?
Yeah.
And when they asked Sean Payton, was it a hard decision when, considering the cap hit and everything, with letting Russell Wilson go? And without missing a beat, no hesitation, no. Immediate. And it's like, wow. So again, I don't know what the answer is. And again, this is not going to be a completely shitting on Russell Wilson segment because of, Justin Fields, not that great either. Like he's
both
not,
are the same to me. They both
he's not done well this preseason. If you've watched any of it, they talked about how he does well in practice, but on the field he didn't do well. So
But is that a case of, like, okay, last year Justin with Chicago running for his life, Russell, did he have the same issues in Denver? Are they gun shy now?
No. Russell Wilson has a problem throwing over the middle. He just doesn't do it. He doesn't. And here's the other thing too, is that he doesn't have the ability to run around to escape, to make a play, as it were, like he did 5 years ago. Like he doesn't. It's age. It happens to everybody, and he's refused to adapt himself. And you kind of saw that in the preseason game last week, where he's trying to run around and he's trying to do stuff, and he got 3 sacks in the first 2 series. Like, it was not great. And again, that's on him. He has to realize that you know what, you don't have that mobility anymore. You're not going to get away from these quick, fast defensive linemen like you used to. You can't do it. But he has refused to grow. And I think Justin Fields is just a bad quarterback. So, I think that is what it is.
But to circle back to the Niners here.
I was going to say, the point was, from Brandon Ayuk, and that was the team I wanted to go to. Looking at that situation, and those are the guys that are going to get me the ball. No, they're not. I'll stay with Brock Purdy. And even you'll admit, Mr. Shit on Brock Purdy all the time, that Brock Purdy, well, everybody knows that Brock Purdy is better than Russell Wilson and Justin Fields right now. But even you, the denier, the flat earther of Brock Purdyism.
We saw this past weekend when he has no weapons, he's average at best.
Listen, I'll take
preseason. He should light it up.
I'll take 2 NFC Championship games, an NFC Championship, and almost a Super Bowl win over one bad preseason game. I'll defer to the last 2 seasons than one bad half a quarter. Okay, I'll do that
until he plays Philly. And then
and then you guys are going to try to hurt him again. Yeah, you guys are typical Philly thugs.
The only question I have going into the season with the Niners, and we've seen it with Philly, we've seen a lot with losing teams in Super Bowl, is the Super Bowl hangover. You got the Brandon Ayuk drama going on, Trent Williams drama going on. McCaffrey, I believe, is going to play Week 1, but he's banged up already. Is there going to be a drop off? Are they going to still be the years? That's my only worry going into the season for them.
Check your microphone connections, cause you keep on dropping out. I got the gist of what you were saying, though. And
I'm just worried about the hangover, the Super Bowl hangover.
Yes, the Super Bowl hangover, and I think my rebuttal to that would be, even if they have a drop off, even if they aren't, everybody's on the same page and nobody's correct there, or they don't have Trent Williams there, which me personally, if I'm the Niners, I would rather have if I have to choose, I'd rather Trent Williams than Brandon Ayuk, if we have to divvy up the money that way. But
I agree.
There are people who know how to do the cap stuff, so I have a feeling they'll get both in there eventually at some point. But even without that, they're still going to be probably one of, if not the top team in the NFC. I don't see too many other teams being better than them. Again, if the Eagles can capture what they had 2 years ago, maybe. But if the Eagles are what they were last year, the Eagles are not going to be that great either. And they've lost a lot of pieces. Now, granted, they've also picked up some pieces. They got Saquon. If Saquon can recapture his rookie season, basically.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a big if and everything. But if everything goes right, then the Eagles can be something. But those are huge ifs right now for the Eagles. The Lions, maybe. But now they're going to be in a division now where the Packers are coming back in a bit of a resurgence. And whether or not you think they're going to be good or make the playoffs or anything, the Bears actually look like they could be one of those dangerous teams that are, 5, 6, 7 win team, but they're going to give you everything they got.
Yeah.
Every game they play, And again, I might be wrong about Caleb Williams. Maybe. We'll see. Again, it's all preseason. We'll get out of there and nothing like that, because even his preseason game, the first couple series, he didn't look great. And then the series after the first 2 where he didn't look great, he decides to put on, 3 top 10 plays. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But to that point, I don't see, even if the Niners do fall off, I still see them as being probably one of, if not the top team in the NFC.
Okay.
And it seems like you're not too much in a disagreement either. You have them at number 3. As much as we're talking about whether or not they can do it or they have a Super Bowl hangover or anything like that, you have them as number 3 on your list.
And that's how dangerous those weapons are. I'm talking about a Super Bowl hangover here, and that might only be like a say they lose two more games than what they lost last year, and they're still a
Right.
top team. So
And I'll agree
tough.
with that because when the Niners have everything clicking, you know, they're going to be clicking. And then you think about that defense too. You think about Bosa Boy with his arms, which the wife likes very much. So I'm sure a lot of the ladies out there too, the big Bosa arm boy. Anyway, so there you go. There's Jimbo's number 3 team. Quick recap for everybody. Jimbo has the Jets at number 12 in his top 12 power rankings. He has the Packers at number 11, Dolphins at number 10, Cowboys, his favorite team in the NFL, at number 9. He's got the Bengals at 8. He's got his Philadelphia Eagles at number 7, the Browns at 6, Texans at 5, Ravens at 4, and the San Francisco 49ers are his number 3 power ranked team. So that's going to do it for Jimbo. Now let's jump over to your boy King. And again, this is where we're going to start. When we get to the top of the list, there's going to be, I think, a lot of crossovers and a lot of like overlapping because of just, we're going to think a lot of teams are going to be around this area, around the same, are going to be really good. And to that extent, the team that you had picked as your number 4, I have as my number 3. And that is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. I have the Baltimore Ravens as my number 3 team. And again, we've discussed all of this before, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But the Ravens are dangerous. You got Derrick Henry. You got Lamar Jackson coming off another MVP season. You have they got Hollywood, right? They still got Hollywood there, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they have that. The defense is always dangerous no matter who's there, whether they have superstars or not, no matter who's there on that defense. That Ravens defense is always going to be. We talked a lot about it last week. And again, the only thing that can hurt the Ravens is that division. That division is going to be murder. And again, even the Steelers, offensively wise, not so much. But that Steelers defense is always going to keep them in games, and it's going to be a slog every game in that division. So I think you have you have to put the Ravens where they are because they made it to the AFC Championship game last year. Lamar Jackson was an MVP, and I think they only got better in this offseason. And so if you only get better, then you have to be up there. The only question that ever comes with the Ravens is, can they shake the playoff Lamar moniker? Can he play up to the big game? Can he be clutch? And again, like we've talked about, there were a lot of quarterbacks in history who've had this problem. Peyton Manning, who a lot of people consider to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, had that big stigma with him that he couldn't win the big game. He had it at Tennessee when he was in college. He had it in Indianapolis all the way up until Super Bowl 41 when he finally did win it. There's always going to be that. Until you do it, it's going to be a question mark. And so that's the big thing with Lamar is, can he and can the team overcome? Because it's never just one person. And that's fine. And I think Lamar also needs, and this is something everybody else needs to learn. Like, you have to learn what your limitations are. You have to learn, listen, it's at times okay to lean on your teammates and other people and have them do it for you. And I think you saw that in the AFC Championship game last year, especially towards the end when it looked like he was trying to will the team to victory. He was trying to be the one to overcome everything. And I'm sorry, you can't throw in a triple coverage. No matter how much you want to win, that's never going to work out well. So, again, when it comes to the Ravens, I think that's really the biggest question mark is when they get to the playoffs, because they're getting to the playoffs. When they get to the playoffs, will Lamar Jackson be able to overcome the narrative, the perception of him of being a playoff joker and being playoff Lamar? because the guy's got 2 MVPs already and 1 playoff victory.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great. And the other thing too is like, again, you couldn't set it up any better than they had it last year. They had home field advantage. They had the AFC Championship game at home and still lost it. You're gonna want that again, but a lot of other teams in the AFC have improved. The Chiefs are still always going to be the Chiefs, so you never know, they might be there. The Jets have massively improved. The Texans look pretty fucking good. If you watch that game that they played against the Giants, they look pretty good. Who like even in their own division, the Browns look good, and their defense is good. The Bengals got Joey Burrow back if they can keep him healthy. You got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase out there. Like there's weapons like that. Are they going to be able to be good enough to get home field throughout the playoffs? Are they going to be able to get that 1 seed? I don't know. So again, still a lot of questions about the Ravens, but as of right now, as we're starting this preseason, I honestly do think they are the number 3 overall team in the NFL. So that is my number 3 NFL power ranked team, the Baltimore Ravens. To give you a quick rundown, I have the Buccaneers as my number 12. I have the Cleveland Browns at my number 11. Dolphins at 10. Both me and you have the Dolphins at 10. Bengals at 9. The Philadelphia Eagles at 8. I have the Detroit Lions at 7. I have the Houston Texans at 6. The Green Bay Packers at 5. Aaron Rodgers and the Fighting Jets at 4. And the Baltimore Ravens at 3. And I'll tell you what. I don't think there's going to be too. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to tell who our top teams are here. I think for me, it's rather easy to figure out who my next 2 top teams are. For you, I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody can figure it out, but it might be a little harder. See, I know what your number 2 and number 1 team are, but I'm interested to see how this all shakes out during the season. I can't wait till we get to January, till we get to week 17, week 18, and look back at this and be like, man, we were dumb as shit. You know,
that's what I'm just thinking now. Is how funny would it be if, I mean, we know that's not going to happen, I don't think, if all 12 of these teams are actually in the bottom 12 come January.
That's not.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's all part of the script.
I'll say this. I think what I might want to do because we're going to do. I think we're going to go live for the number 1 reveal. But I want to do some more for that show, because otherwise it's just going to be like, here's number 1. All right, everybody, come out. Like it's not going to be too much. What we might do is do like a recap of our bottom of the league. Like who's the rest? Okay. Where do we have everybody else as far as from 13 all the way down to 32? Like who do we have as the bottom of the league? And kind of run through that. And then we'll have a full list of who we have from 1 to 32, who we think going into this NFL season as far as our power rankings. And then we'll check it again in a couple months, and we'll see where we are. But again, we're going to be updating it every week. Our top 12 will be updated every week. That's why we're going to be doing a countdown every week. So, like, share, and subscribe. It'd be very nice for everybody. I think that's about it for now. Tomorrow, where the main show's coming on, of course. Going to be talking about a lot of stuff, a lot of preseason stuff. Going to be talking about Danny Dimes.
You need to trade him.
Shut up! Shut up! Stop with your negative. Stop it! Because I'll tell you what. Once you shook the rust off, doesn't look too bad. We'll get into it tomorrow. But you stop it.
Just give it a little.
I don't need that evil, preview. Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Such a great movie.
That's such a good movie. But anything else you need to add here?
No, just Brock Purdy's average. You know,
Shit.
no, when he has
Again,
no
why?
weapons, so.
Like, why am I friends with you? I don't even know. But it's fun. But again, like, share, and subscribe. Donation station over there if you want to help donate some money. Merch store over there if you want to buy some stuff. We got some cool stuff, more stuff coming as well. I like the digital football helmets. I'm going to get those. If I ever get any money, I might do that too. I like the jersey hoodies too for the Jets and
Yeah.
Giants. I got the jersey one. I think they're cool. I might even get a Jets one because again, I like the Jets. I do. I'm not one of those Giants fans that's like, oh, screw the Jets. I'm not going to. I like the Jets. I do. So I might get that one as well. Maybe I'll get that for my sister-in-law's husband because he's a big Jets fan. So maybe I'll get that for him too for Christmas or something. I don't know.
There you go.
Who knows? Anyway, I just punched the microphone. Hey,
got you so riled for tomorrow,
at least the reason mine is because I punched it. Yours is just flipping out for whatever reason. I don't even know. But anyway, for your good friend Jimbo, I'm your boy King. Adios, everybody.